Hope you're flossing. See, I told you it's gonna get longer. The window's open. You can hear cars out there. You know what you can hear? Somebody's got like a mini bike. It's really annoying, and I want to like throw a stick in their little spokes so they fall over. It sounds like a really annoying like lawnmower, and they just drive it up and down the apartment lane. You're like, bruh, that's so annoying. But it's okay because we're moving in less than 20 days. Wow, that's catching up. 18 days. Whew. Almost at the 2-week mark. It's almost time to start packing, which means I need to do the apartment tour that I promised everyone I was going to do months ago. And I was just like, I'll do it once I clean the apartment. And then I just have not cleaned this apartment. Because I'm a messy human. What are you going to do? I mean, it's not. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Yeah. So there's that. Also, I realized after I uploaded yesterday's video, the volume was too low, so sorry about that. I'll fix it today. It's okay, it's a short one. No one watched it anyway. A lot of people watched it, actually. Oops. So it goes. I try to keep the volume loud enough that you can hear it without headphones, because if you're trying to watch these to like sleep, and I try to keep them at a consistent volume, which is like, I try to keep it like negative 9 to -6 on the meter. So if you make videos, you might know what that means. And if you don't make videos within they all sound the same, and they're all the same loudness. That's all you really need to know. Anyway, I sat down. Somebody suggested. Is it a suggest or a request? I don't know. But they suggested I go through all of the NHL teams and rank them. And I did no preparation for that. So let's go through that though. NHL teams. Let's look them up. Okay, so disclaimer. I have not been watching hockey like at all this year because I'm bummed I can't play. I got into it again last year, and then before that I really wasn't watching pro hockey except for like the Stanley Cup playoffs. And then the last time I like watched hockey regularly, that was probably like 15, 20 years ago. So I will tell you, my number one team right now is the Washington Capitals. It was the Toronto Maple Leafs, but I'm a Fairweather fan, and you can hate me all you want. I like the Maple Leafs because they were a bad team that lost a lot, and I like their colors, and their logo was a bear, which was great. But now I like them less because a lot of them look kind of douchey, especially Austin Matthews with the mustache. So now I'm a Washington Capitals fan. Again, because I'm a Fairweather fan. I like Ovechkin a lot because he is going after some records, and you gotta support that. You gotta support anytime someone's going after records. I'm supporting it because like they're pushing the edge of humanity, and I want to be like, yeah, go get them. So the Caps have been like my backup team, but then this year they got Chara, who's like the biggest NHL player ever, and as a humongous hockey player myself, I'm 6'5", 6'6", somewhere in there. It's great to see tall guys playing hockey. So Capitals number one team now. Maple Leafs, I guess they're number 2, and Florida Panthers, which was the team I liked as a kid, are number 3. Now, okay, so as a kid, I don't know why I like the Florida Panthers. I think it's because they were an annex team. And so I was like, yeah, support the new guys. So that's just what I liked. Let's see, let's go. So going off of that, number 4, Seattle Kraken. Because again, expansion team, and that's a cool name, Kraken, right? So I'm into that. Let's see, who else? Who do I like? I feel like Minnesota Wild should be number 5, just because they're the next closest team to Nebraska. That's like a 6-hour drive. Whereas the Chicago Blackhawks and the Colorado Avalanche are like 8-hour drives. So St. Louis Blues might be, I think then St. Louis, then Chicago, then Denver. That's the closeness range. But I'm gonna go with. So we already established top 5. We got them. I'm gonna go next one. I'm gonna go Edmonton Oilers because that was Gretzky's team, and Connor McDavid is very fast. And again, I like seeing those. Like I think I'm seeing he's got a lot of goals, so we could support him. And I know before you say it, David Pastrnak on fucking the Bruins, but the Bruins suck because they're a pack of cheaters and we hate them. And they kicked out Chara, which makes me hate him even more. Last place team. I don't care if you're a Bruins fan. Unsubscribe. Please don't unsubscribe. Okay, so we established last place is the Bruins. Oilers is going in there. I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna go New Jersey Devils just because I like their colors. Also, Marty Brodeur. So this is taking you back, hockey fans. Marty Brodeur was one of the few goalies that I think he scored more than one goal. And goalie goals are extremely rare. They're usually like open net goals. But I think he scored like two or three maybe. I think it was 2. But I remember when I was playing goalie as a kid, we got taught in goalie camp, because I went to goalie camp because I was a fancy boy. How to shoot like Marty Brodeur in the off chance. It was like one of the the kind of the throwaway things after they had just bagged us super hard. Yeah, imagine a fucking getting a bunch of goalies getting bagged. Also imagine the locker room with like 30 goalies getting dressed. Like that sucked. But I had a great time. Learned a lot, got a lot better in a week. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna go with the Devils, and then we're gonna go with the Buffalo Sabres because my friend Mick is a big fan of the Buffalo Sabres. Mick runs a vegan restaurant called Fomaha. If you're ever in Omaha, Nebraska, Fomaha hot dogs. They're only open for like lunch. Go in there, get the Philly. It's amazing. It'll change your mind about vegan food if you don't like vegan food, and if you do like vegan food, you're in for a treat. Let's see, who do we like next? I like the Hurricanes because that whole bunch of jerks thing was hilarious, and also the emergency backup goalie. I think it was last season or 2 seasons ago, where so an emergency backup goalie is so there's each team dresses 2 goalies, and then there's a 5th guy who just like works at the rink or whatever. He practices with the team, but then he's just there in case. So if one of the team's goalies gets hurt, he gets dressed, and if the other goalie gets hurt, he goes out. And so the story is, I think it was last season, the Hurricanes were playing the Maple Leafs, and both of the Hurricanes goalies got like knocked out, like concussions, or they got hit real hard. So this emergency backup goalie, who is the Zamboni driver for the Toronto Maple Leafs, came out on the ice and managed to stop, I think, all but like 2 shots or something like that. So the Hurricanes won, and that's just a great story. So that plus the bunch of jerks thing that happened a couple years ago, which if you're not familiar, the Hurricanes would have like a celebration after they would win the game, and they'd call it like the Storm Surge or something like that. And some hockey journalist was like, they're just a bunch of jerks, and they just embraced that and like got t-shirts printed that said bunch of jerks and stuff. And I thought that was funny because to me that's what like talking shit is a part of hockey. Like they call it chirping. If you had watched Letterkenny, you know this already. But that's you trash talk, you try to get in the other team's head, like chirping. That's part of the game. It's being a bunch of jerks. It works out. Let's see, who else? Who else do we like? New York Rangers, just because the Misfits wrote a song for the New York Rangers, the punk band, the Misfits, if you're familiar. This is way after, like, Danzig quit the band. But you can find it. But it's like, I want to be a New York Ranger or something like that. It's not a great song, but it's just kind of a kitschy thing that happened. Which is weird, because, like, if they're gonna write a song for anybody, it'd be the New Jersey jersey and Devils goes in with like the whole fucking Misfits look. Anyway, I digress. Who else do we like? You gotta give it up for like the Canadians and like his original six, Detroit Red Wings. I guess the Rangers were in that, right? Who were the original six? Maple Leafs, Red Wings. Was it the Rangers? Maybe. Maple Leafs, Red Wings. Man, I should know this. Maple Leafs, Red Wings. For sure those two. It's not Maple Leafs and the Red Wings. The Canadians. Was New York. New York might have been. Who were the other two? I don't know a lot about, I know a lot about like hockey. I don't know a lot about pro hockey. So I'll tell you that much for free. Let's see, who else do I like? I like the Jets, because that's just a cool name. Like flying planes. And also I'm a big dumb idiot. LA Kings, because they had Snoop Dogg do color commentary once, and it was amazing, and he should do color commentary for everything. Because that was just the greatest. If you didn't see it, just Google it. Just search on YouTube, Snoop Dogg color commentates a hockey game. The Flyers. My dad loved the Flyers, so we'll throw them in there. We've lost count of where we're at. But we're ranking teams, so that's where we're at. Let's go Golden Knights, because they made a real big spectacle about, with the pre-game stuff. Pre-COVID, they were real big, doing cool stuff. So we're going to give them support, because that just helps out hockey in general. Then we'll go with the Ottawa Senators, because there is a YouTuber I like called Hey Stripes. Google that. And it's this referee who wears a GoPro on his head while he refs like beer league games. And it's great. If you like hockey, like go watch his stuff. It's obviously not like amazing hockey, it's beer league hockey, so it's a bunch of old guys. But every now and then, like, some drama happens. And it's pretty good. He's a pretty funny guy. But he apparently, like, the team that played, he refs in Ottawa, obviously, because like one of the rinks he refs at a lot has a bunch of Ottawa Senator stuff all over it. So throwing them next. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Canucks, just because again it's fun to say. It's fun to say, and they're one of the earlier teams, I think. Or were they? Was that the Hartford Whalers? No, the Whalers became the Hurricanes, I think. Anyway. Let's see, where do we go next? Avalanche, we'll throw them in there. My older brother liked the Avalanche a lot. Then we'll go San Jose, the Sharks. I like their colors, they're different. Then we'll go St. Louis Blues, because their sweaters are very similar to the Chiefs from the movie Slapshot, if you ever watched that. Which, that isn't the best hockey movie. I think the best hockey movie is probably Youngblood, because it's really cheesy and it's amazing. So if you haven't seen Youngblood, go look at that one. Who is it? It's Rob Lowe, Keanu Reeves' first movie, because Keanu Reeves actually was a goalie. That's how he got the job. Patrick Swayze. Who else is in it? I feel like there's one other person. But like Rob Lowe couldn't skate, and Patrick Swayze was a figure skater. Keanu was like the only one that had hockey experience, which is great. But basically, Rob Lowe is like a pretty boy, like superstar, and like he doesn't want to fight. He wants to be good. And his brother like gets his eye taken out, and they're like, "You gotta stand up for the family, young blood. You gotta fight somebody." And it's really stupid and cheesy, and I love it. So go watch it. But the Slapshot is probably number 2 after that, I think. Let's see. Speaking of movies, we'll throw the Ducks there, which that was just like a promotional tie-in with a movie. But to be fair, I guarantee you the Mighty Ducks probably got more people into hockey than a lot of other things. That was probably a huge boost can't skate, like, you probably shouldn't be playing hockey, right? Like, and that's so true, because, like, at those age the kids are at, that's when they start hitting. And it's like, if you're just getting into the sport and you have no skating experience, you're gonna get fucking rocked by some little 13-year-old who has, like, the hormone imbalances and just wants to crush things. Like, do you remember being 13 if you were a man? Like, 13-year-old boys, like, are just rage engines, or they don't know how to tap into that. And so, like, if you don't know how to skate, you are gonna get absolutely hurt. Like, so he's doing them a favor. Anyway, but then they find Gordon Bombay, who's like running an ice rink. They're like, Coach Gordon Bombay, and he's like, I hate hockey. And you're like, what? Fuck you. You've ruined all the other Mighty Ducks movies. So take them off, actually. They were up there. They were in the mid-pack, and now they're down below. Throw them down there with the Bruins. They're above the Penguins, though. Here's the bottom three. Bruins, Penguins, because I just don't like them. I have no real reason to not like them. I know a lot of people don't like Sidney Crosby. He's very talented. And Jaromir Jagr had like the really cool the hockey hair. He had that on point. And he was one of the oldest like professional hockey players, I think. I think it was him or Gordie Howe, like, played longest age-wise. Because I think Jagr was playing in his, like, I mean, it was definitely late 40s, but it might have even been his 50s, which is fucking impressive. Because I don't think there's any other sport that has that kind of longevity. Like, hockey players tend to last more than, I think, the injury, like, career-ending injury is, like, way lower than most other sports. Let's see, who do we got left? The Dallas Stars. I don't really like them after, this is like way back, they won a Stanley Cup. And we were at a hockey tournament, and like all of us in the team were like watching. And I don't know if it was Brett Hull, but somebody had their foot in the crease. And they like deliberated for like an hour if it was supposed to count as a goal. And they counted it as a goal, I think, if my memory serves. And that's how the Stars won, and you're like, it wasn't a clean win, you know. They had to debate it for a half hour. Then it wasn't. To me, it's like, we'll go throw the Tampa Bay Lightning in there because they were one of the first teams to have a lady. And it's International Women's Day, so there you go. They had a female goalie dress for a couple games, I think. I think it was kind of a publicity stunt, but they were still the first team to do it, so they get props anyway. Who's that leave? The Blues, we already said them. The Kings, we said them. The Arizona Coyotes. I think I was just mad that Arizona got a team before Nebraska did, because Nebraska has a pretty big hockey community. And we have the facilities to support it. I think it's just because we have a junior team and an NCAA Division I team. But we've had a pro team, the Oman Knights, which Gordie Howe did play for, I think, on his way out. So it's like, you know, I think, don't quote me on that. He might have been on his way up. This was a long time ago. But I'm like, man, we should have, because there's a big hockey community here. We have an arena that can facilitate it with the normal fan size, and people in Omaha just like going to stuff. They would support it. I think it would do well. And there's no team, like I said. The closest team is either Minneapolis, the Minnesota Wild, I think they're in Minneapolis, or the St. Louis Blues, and both of that is 6 hours away. So it's like, okay, Omaha, you got Lincoln, you've got Des Moines, you've got all of Nebraska, you've got all of like South Dakota, you've got like most of Kansas, Missouri. Like, there's enough people within range that like hockey that would travel. I think the games would be worthwhile. Then so on the bottom, I think we're at the tail end here. I'm going Nashville Predators because I just don't like the color of their jersey. So to them. The New York Islanders, because why the fuck does New York have two teams but Nebraska doesn't have one? Fuck you guys. At least give Kansas City one, shit. And that's it, right? Is that everybody? The Blue Jackets, throw them down there too, because I don't like the way their coach looks like him. So I don't like the Blue Jackets either. It's a dumb reason to hate the team, but I also don't like anything about their logo or their branding. I think it looks stupid. And if I didn't mention the Blackhawks, we'll throw them in there too, because Blackhawks, if you say it, I mean, say Blackhawks. Like, what else does that sound like? Pervert. But also, like, thumbs down for, like, racially insensitive fucking logos. I know, like, you can't be like, well, you're from Omaha, you're a white guy, like, what do you have to say about it? I'm like, I don't have a lot of opinions, but I know that pisses some people off, and it's relatively insensitive. I know that they don't like the Braves, and I feel like the Braves is a pretty good name. Like, it's not derogatory. I don't know. I'm not qualified to talk on that stuff because I am not Indian. So we're just gonna give them a thumbs down for cultural insensitivity, and we'll leave it at that. How about that? That's good. Yeah. Okay. Also, speaking of cultural sensitivity, somebody commented on a video yesterday that the formal non-gender term is MX. So like Mr. You would put MX instead for somebody who's... Fuck, I need clarification there. Is it transgender? Is it non-binary? I don't know. Okay, help me out. But also, how do you pronounce that? Help me out here. Is it mix? Like, would it be like Mixovechkin? That sounds good. I like it. I hope that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave a comment. Anyway, there you go. There's your video. There's another hockey video for you. I might just start making hockey videos because people seem to like hockey ASMR. So, yeah, there you have it. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching as always. And I fucked up my ending. So...